Hello, this is CurtisCroweThePhotoPro here, and you guys requested it, so here I have it. An audio quality review of the Neewer 3.5 hands-free mini lapel microphone. As you guys have seen in my other video, I did do a audio test going straight from the DSLR to this mic. And you guys have been very supportive in the video, and it's gotten quite a few views. And you guys have asked a few questions to know exactly how it sounds on other devices, because not everyone wants to hook it up to a DSLR. Well, today I have that here for you. Now, as you can tell, I'm recording straight to a DSLR right now, just so you guys can have it fresh in your memory of exactly what the DSLR sounds like. And if you remember from the other video, we also did, how the mic sounds farther away, how much background noise it does. Anyways, but I wanted to give you guys a fresh reminder of this is how it sounds, and we'll do a quick sound test of this one, and then we're going to hook it up to the computer and the Tascam, and so you guys can hear how it sounds on there. Just so you guys know, everything's being hooked up in very default settings. So, like with my DSLR, I actually reverted all my settings back in order to give you guys the out-of-the-box, basically, experience with this mic. And you're going to have the same thing with the MacBook Pro and the Tascam. So you guys can kind of see how those sound, just like I said, out of the box. You have no real audio knowledge, and obviously you'll be able to get a little bit better audio if you use like a DAC on your computer, or if you have a dedicated sound card, that's especially one that's got shielding. All those things that help minimize interference and boost your audio quality. We'll take advantage of that, and I will export this video under the highest settings, so that way you guys can hear if the mic does take advantage, or the device takes advantage of the higher settings. You guys will hear that as well. Alright, so on to our audio test. So we're going to do one tone, and it's going to be next to my mouth just like it is now, and we're going to pull it farther away. So, do. As you can tell, it's actually got pretty decent audio even when it's farther away, but it doesn't pick up a lot of background sound. Right now, there's a lot of sound happening outside. I'm right next to my window, and right outside my window is a very, very busy road. So you're not going to be picking any of that up. You're not picking up the chirping from my lens. So again, just a reminder, this is a really good mic, but now we're going to test on the other devices. So let's go ahead and continue on with that. Alright, what we have here is the MacBook Pro 2015 running 10.11.3. As you can tell that we're doing a voiceover, I did not have any success with this device. When you look at the actual tips of the device, it's physically different. So unfortunately, what you're currently hearing here is my Corsair mic attached to my desktop. So unfortunately, I can't recommend this product. Therefore, the test for the MacBook Pro fails. And keeping with that trend of Apple products not working with this is the test with the iPhone 6. We went ahead and plugged it in and did test. We got some audio, but it did not recognize the tip. What we got was the internal audio. As you can tell, I'm tapping against myself and you can't see it, but when you actually tap on the physical phone, it did display. So that means the internal mic works, but unfortunately this mic does not work with this device. Alright, so what we have here is the audio quality test of the Neewer 3.5 hands-free lapel mic attached to the Tascam DR05. Now, there are two main advantages I want to talk about real quick about the Tascam option. One, the Tascam itself is a preamp. It's separate from your camera, so it's got its own processor, it's got its own audio quality controls and settings and stuff like that that can all be programmed into here, which will give you an overall better audio experience. Second thing, you're tethered to a portable device, and what's great about this is with Adobe Premiere, you can go ahead and sync the audio. So all you have to do is do a clap test at the beginning of your video, and you're no longer tethered to your camera. It doesn't matter if you're 10 feet away, 100 feet away, 100 miles away. Your camera will have synced audio with your Tascam as long as you do that clap test at the beginning. It's pretty awesome, and it's my favorite option. But let's go ahead and move on to the actual audio quality test. So again, we're running off this right now. So you're currently hearing just the regular audio quality. Normally it would be attached to my neck, but this particular one that I grabbed has a broken bracket. Again, these are not the best quality mics, both audio or physical build quality. Considering how useful they are and what you actually get for the price, I mean, they're completely invaluable, especially if you're on a budget, because they won't break anyone's budget. But to continue with the audio test, so as you can tell, audio will degrade as it gets farther away, but it doesn't degrade that badly. What I think is important is it doesn't pick up a lot of background noise. Currently, there's a lot of cars driving up and down the street outside my window. My window is right next to the street, so you can hear them very loudly. I have a YouTube video playing right here. It's very quiet, but I can still hear it, but you're not going to be able to pick it up. So let's just do an ambient noise test real quick. Again, with default settings, starting now. So, as you can tell, not a lot of background noise. Sorry, I did sniff during the test. My bad. But the audio quality is very, very good, considering this mic is so cheap and it's so handy and it's so nice, and it allows me to walk away from my camera. It allows me to get farther away from my camera. As you can tell, I am significantly, you get more of my head in the picture right now. So overall, this is my favorite option without a doubt as far as audio solutions when you're recording with a DSLR. Now granted, not everyone who's looking up mics is going to be looking for this option, but again, I'm going to talk about this one the most because it's my favorite one. And finally, because we did it with all the other tests, we're going to do a fallout test to see how the audio degrades as it gets farther away from our mouths. But like the other videos, I'm going to do a single tone that's going to go forward and back. So ready? Do. Alright, sorry for the annoying sound, but again, like I said, it picks up your voice very well. Doesn't pick up a lot of background noise, and it's so much better than just the basic audio you get from your DSLR. Alright, so we are now testing on Windows 8.1. It did not exactly do plug and play. I didn't have to install anything, but when I plugged it in, I did have to change a couple settings in the sound panel. So you may have to finagle with it a little bit, but it is currently working on a Acer computer, which has the 2-in-1 audio jack for the headphones and mic. So that does work, and it should work on any individual mic port as well. Alright, now for the sound test, we're going to keep everything quiet, even though there's background noise. We'll see if anything picks up. Alright, well I didn't even see the bar move, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Didn't really pick up any noise. Now during the setting changings, I did turn on microphone boost just because of how Windows 0.1 reacts to mics. That pretty much every computer, if it's not on by default, will need to turn that on in order to get any mic to work, because otherwise Windows will keep the settings way, way too low. So now we're going to do the audio fallout test. No. Alright, well that completes that test. Alright, here's another test. This is on another Windows platform. This is Windows 10. The reason why I'm testing this, not so much is because it's Windows 10 and the voice recorder app change. It's more or less because we're on a sound card with this computer. I have a high-end sound card in this computer that has its own dedicated mic port. And the reason why I want to show that off is because we've tested 2-in-1 mic ports with the Windows 8.1 computer. Now we're testing the Windows 10 computer with the individual purely dedicated mic port. So if you guys do want the sound audio test on this, I'll go ahead and give it to you. If you don't want it, then just go ahead and skip ahead to the next section. Alright, so now we're going to do the quiet test and see if any audio is picked up in the background. Alright, and I'm going to remind you that there is quite a bit of noise happening outside and throughout the room, and it's not picking really anything up. The other thing is we're going to go ahead and record, do a little audio recording like we have with the other videos, or the other clips I should say. And we go over the video or audio test on that. Now, I would be surprised if there was a mind-blowing difference in audio quality, just because currently I have everything set to default except for the mic boosting. So really the only difference between this and the other computer is literally interference, and the fact that it's on a higher end audio card. I went ahead and bumped down my settings again, so that way they're on the right or I'm sorry, not the right, I should say, they're on the default frequencies and bit rates that pretty much every other computer uses. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, well that should complete the audio test portion of this. Let me know what you think down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you disliked it, you know where that button is too. This was, I think, very educational, because now I know that my MacBook Pro on El Capitan will not do any kind of audio recording, yet the $500 laptop and my personal home-built machine will run it no problem with both the single port and the 2-in-1 port. So I think that's really good for you guys to know. I really wish I could have tested it on an Android phone. I think I'm still going to, and if I do, I'll do an update to this video, because I honestly think it will work on Android, just with my technical knowledge, because I know a long time ago, and I still think it's like this today, is when you go to buy like a 2-in-1 headphones and mic jack, like earbuds, you got to get the iPhone ones or the Apple ones in order to work with the Apple device. And that's because the little rails on them that actually pick up the audio and the actual audio connection is in a different physical spot than the Android or standard ones. So that's why I think, because I think these are in the standard spot, that's why it won't work on the phone. And yeah, I think that'll be a good thing to know, and I'll update the video as I find that out. If anybody already has experience with that, let me know down below, because I would love to know that without actually having to go buy an Android phone or something like that. All right, but as always, this has been Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro, and as I always do, toodles. What we're actually photographing: 3/20th of a second, f/16 at ISO 100. This is my first time doing a sunrise. The difficult part about how your camera processes your RAW file. A lot of us think, yes, RAW files. It's exactly what the sensor sees and nothing. Now, this isn't something I recommend doing on an import as much as right before you export.